Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hollywood Joe from Hollywood's World of Sports, coming to you tonight with another edition of Hollywood's Hot Topics. And tonight, I want to talk to you about baseball and home runs. On October 4th, 2022, New York Yankees right fielder, center fielder, and DH, because he's done all three, Aaron Judge hit his 62nd home run of the year. And this is huge because the American League record was held by Roger Maris, who hit 61 home runs in 1961, and that broke Babe Ruth's single season record of 60, which was done in 1927. Now, why is this important? Why are we talking about Aaron Judge's 62 home runs? Well, here's the thing. Many people, many baseball traditionalists, especially the baseball writers of America, think that this should be revered and recognized as the true single season home run record. Now, in 1998, Mark McGwire hit 70 home runs. Sammy Sosa hit 66 home runs. Sammy Sosa also hit 60 plus in 99 and in 2000, I believe. And just 3 years later, in 2001, Barry Bonds broke Mark McGwire's record and hit 73 home runs. Now, many people think that Bonds, McGwire, and Sosa's accomplishments should not be recognized due to them being linked to performance-enhancing drugs or steroids, as most people want to say it as. But here's the thing you have to understand. When McGwire, Sosa, and Bonds were doing their thing in that time period, performance-enhancing drugs, steroids, whatever you want to call it, they weren't illegal in the game of baseball. Meaning that players weren't being drug tested like they are now. You weren't getting suspended for what you were putting in your body, unless you were like doing street drugs like cocaine or whatever it may be. That might have been a punishable offense. But performance-enhancing drugs were not an issue until investigative journalists made it an issue. And then there became public outcry about the issue. And that's the problem I am having with this whole who's the home run king debate. Because baseball turned a blind eye, like they always do, and don't get me wrong, you cannot sit here and tell me that with that many guys hitting that many home runs in that 3 to 4 to 5 year span, you can't tell me they didn't know. You can't tell me that they weren't aware. Was it good for the sport at the time? Absolutely. Because in 1994, when baseball went on strike, excuse my language, but that pissed a lot of people off. And it made people very angry. It hurt people, especially the diehard fans of the sport. And the sport really, really took a dive for a few years because of that. And it was because of Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa's home run chase. That's pretty much one of the sole reasons a lot of people got back into baseball. That 1998 summer was one of the most incredible summers in the history of any sport, period. And follow that up later, 3 years later, when Bonds did it, and it became even more pivotal and important after 9/11 happened. So here's the thing. I used to be on the fence about it until I kind of learned more about baseball and learned more about the backstories and, investigative journalism and stuff like that. And here's the thing. Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Alex Rodriguez, Roger Clemens, Andy Pettitte, and any of those other guys that had great numbers, they should all be in the Hall of Fame. And all of their records and statistics should be recognized. And I would tell you why. It is not their fault that baseball turned a blind eye. It is not their fault that baseball chose to ignore what was going on. It's not their fault that there wasn't rules and regulations in place during that time frame. Like many people think that Hank Aaron is still the all-time home run king for a career. It's not. It's Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds holds two distinct records. Obviously, the single-season home run record and the all-time home run record. And, it still takes hand-eye coordination and a lot of skill to connect with a baseball on that level. So, to me, I am super happy for Aaron Judge. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a huge fan of Aaron Judge. He is someone that has helped me bring my love back for baseball when it wasn't there last, prior to 2017 and his arrival. Really kind of stopped watching baseball after about 2011, 2012. Just no reason in particular, just kind of lost interest. So it was Aaron Judge who brought my love and my emotional attachment back to the game of baseball. I will say this, though. He does hold two distinct records. Now, he is the American League single-season home run record holder, which is awesome. But he also still holds the American League rookie record for home runs in the season, which is also impressive because he had 52 his rookie year in 2017. But it's kind of weird. I want to talk about how they're referencing the record right now. They're not saying all-time record. They're saying American League record. And I feel like baseball is the only sport right now that holds focuses on and puts emphasis on the two separate leagues. Like when a football player breaks a record, you really don't hear, he broke the AFC or NFC, all-time receiving yards or all-time rushing yards or all-time passing yards. You don't hear him say, they broke the AFC record or NFC record. No. If someone breaks the NFL record, it's the NFL record. Doesn't matter which conference you're in. And it's the same thing with basketball as well. You don't hear NBA refer to somebody like LeBron. He's not the, Western Conference all-time leading scorer, the Eastern Conference all-time leading scorer. He's the, second, highest, scorer in NBA history. Or whatever it may be. I'm not sure if I'm getting my stats right or whatever, but it's the It's the hypothetical and principle of it. You don't hear those sports look at their conferences like as two separate leagues like baseball does. It's all one sport. Now, granted, I do think in terms of awards, there should be some separation. Like, I do think like there should be a NFC MVP or AFC MVP in football. Kind of like in basketball, I think there should be a Eastern Conference MVP and a Western Conference MVP. I do think that there's too many players in both sports that have standout years that don't get the recognition they deserve. But that's for another day with basketball and football. A home run king, it's Barry Bonds. I don't necessarily agree with what he did. I don't necessarily agree with how he threw other people under the bus to save his own skin in federal court. I don't agree with that. But at the end of the day, he hit 73 home runs, which is a major feat and major accomplishment. But Aaron Judge has had a remarkable year. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and downplay what Aaron Judge has done because what he's done is phenomenal. 62 home runs, 131 RBIs, and a 311 batting average, just 4 points off getting the Triple Crown. This is probably one of the greatest offensive seasons in the history of baseball. Not going to say the greatest, because I hate saying the greatest of all time. One of the greatest. And, a lot of people could say, there's different home run kings, like in different areas of the sport. Aaron Judge is the home run king of the American League. Barry Bonds is the home run king of the National League and all of Major League Baseball. Some people look at Ken Griffey Jr. being a home run king because he is the only Major League Baseball player to ever win 3 home run derbies. So there's a lot of different ways you can look at it. Sammy Sosa, he hit 60 plus home runs 3 seasons in a row. McGwire and Bonds did not do that. McGwire had 2 seasons of 60 plus, and I believe Bonds, let me look. Bonds hitting the 73, like that just almost seemed out of nowhere that year. Let me look at Barry Bonds' stats here. So home runs, he had, oh wow. So this is interesting. Here's what I want to tell you guys. He had 73 home runs in 2001. Prior to that, his highest home run total prior to that was 46 in 1993. He hit 46 again in 2002, and he hit 45 in 2003 and 2004. And then the only other times he had above 40 were 2000, when he hit 49, 1996, when he hit 42, and 1997, when he hit 40. So that, in a way, he may have not been as consistent like Sammy Sosa was for that period of time, or Mark McGwire for that period of time. McGwire, let me look at his totals real quick. McGwire, so the year before McGwire hit 70, he had 56. The year after, he had 65. 1996, he had 52. 1997, oh, see, I screwed up. Wasn't 97 was 58, not 56. Excuse me. 1987, his rookie year, he had 49 home runs. 1992, he had 42 home runs. So other than those seasons, he didn't reach above 40. So consistency is another thing. Let me look at Sosa's numbers, because Sammy Sosa was up there too. Sammy Sosa, 1998, 66 home runs. 1999, 63 home runs. 2000, 50 home runs. 2001, 64 home runs. 2002, 49 home runs. And 2003, 40 home runs. And 1996, we have to go back to where he had 40 home runs. So again, some of these guys' numbers were all over the place. And I really, again, home run king. Doesn't matter if they took steroids, because again, baseball was turning a blind eye to them. They weren't enforcing anything. Again, there was no rules and regulations. There wasn't people being suspended for half a year or a year for doing performance-enhancing drugs. So at the end of the day, Barry Bonds is the record holder all time, and he is the single-season record holder at 73. But again, I'm not going to sit here and pretend what Aaron Judge did isn't amazing, because it is amazing. The guy has the American League rookie record for home runs in the season. He now has the American League record for a single season in home runs. And he's also won a home run derby. So the guy has proven that he can do it all. And when he is healthy, he is one of the best top 3, top 5 players in the game of baseball when he's healthy. And he showed it this year. He bet on himself when they offered him a contract. He's going into the offseason as a free agent. Is going to be sought after by every single team. If you are sitting here and you don't think your team is going to do whatever they can to get him, all 30 teams are going after him. I have no doubt about that in my mind. So again, congratulations to Aaron Judge. He made history from a New York Yankees standpoint. He made history from an American League standpoint. He deserves to be celebrated, deserves to be praised, and deserves to be recognized. So, with that being said, Barry Bonds is the all-time and single-season home run king and record holder. And we cannot erase history. We can't change the past. We can't put asterisks on people's records like they tried to. And we can't pretend that it never happened. So that is my stance. That is my point of view. I know some of you are probably going to hate it. Others of you might love it. But you can't erase or change history based on what you want your narrative and perception to be. So with that being said, my name is Hollywood Joe from Hollywood's World of Sports, reminding you as always, controversy doesn't come without criticism.
Go off.
Hollywood Joe.